Hi guys. How I learned to stop worrying about managing DevOps and IT service management teams and love artificial intelligence, AI. Okay guys, I'm Igor and I'm a senior project manager at a large consulting company. And I recently created a course on managing DevOps and ITSM teams, which I published on Udemy. It took me about a year to finish that, though there were a lot of distractors: work, vacation, procrastination. As an agilist, I have been reflecting on my experience in this endeavor, especially since this was the first time I used artificial intelligence in my work for real. And in this video, I will share with you some points about the whole thing and why I love AI. So, why did I create this course? I have been working with software development teams for some years, creating web and mobile apps. Sometimes I was a project manager, a scrum master, and sometimes both. But later, I also started to oversee DevOps and ITSM teams. That's when I realized that infrastructural, DevOps and support or IT service management projects were quite different from what I was used to. I like to learn a lot about new technologies and project management, so I decided to expand my knowledge and skills in this area. And I read some ITIL, which roughly speaking is ITSM, books, studied some Udemy courses on ITIL and DevOps, passed AWS certifications, and took Google Support Fundamentals courses to understand new teams better. You can see some of the key certificates and courses I have in this picture. However, I was still not satisfied with what I learned. I felt that I needed some real blueprints or tips and tricks to implement in my job as a DevOps or IT service management project manager. I didn't find them in the courses or books I studied. However, I did find a few insights in some novels that I read for fun mostly. One of them was The Phonics Project, a novel about IT, DevOps, and helping your business win by Gene Kim. It was a great source of insights for anyone involved in infrastructure provisioning or tech support. And another one was The Goal, a process of ongoing improvement by, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, Eliyahu Goldratt. It was not about IT, but it helped me optimize my work as a technical manager. I will leave these links under video. So at some point after I gained my own experience, sometimes based on failures, I felt like my knowledge could be helpful. And I decided to combine useful stuff like systemizing my knowledge with amusing one. I always liked to create new stuff and thought about creating the course I had never found when I needed it. How did I create my first course? I used to learn a lot of valuable stuff on Udemy, especially when I prepared for my PSM2 or Professional Scrum Master 2 certification by scrum.org. So after some analysis and making sure that DevOps and ITSM were highly demanded topics, see picture, I decided to try creating my course there, because during my working journey I dealt with more than 30 projects, mostly from the US, and as a result I accumulated tons of self-made and overseen somewhere templates, checklists, and spreadsheets. So I started to create my course. And not to mention that it was my only real opportunity, as Teachable and Thinkific platforms support only Stripe payment, which doesn't work for my country. So hi again, Udemy, long time no see. The most challenging thing for me was to start and decide on the structure, what I struggled with most, and what I would have learned in the beginning and what to pay attention to. I didn't appreciate academic knowledge. Actually, once I tried to take some PMP prep course and it was really boring. So I hope I made my course not so boring, but I'm not sure. So firstly, we kick off with DevOps, ITSM project specific, and why you need some specific knowledge to manage these kinds of projects. Then we talk about how to legally support your project if you are a consulting agency, for example, and started providing DevOps service to your clients, and what to include in this agreement, what to think of when preparing an SLA or service level agreement. Next step, we briefly speak about IT service management service levels and how to deal with different requests, change management, incident management, and so on and so forth. I share some practical tips on how to support these processes with software tools like, let's say, Jira Service Management. Next stop in my course, a brief overview of the software and services for DevOps, ITSM, project management you are mostly likely to encounter as a project manager at your infrastructural or support projects. In this section, I share some practical tips on how to use software tools like Jira Service Management to support your DevOps ITSM project management processes. Then I give you a brief overview of the software and services for DevOps ITSM project management that you are most likely to encounter as a project manager in your projects. Next, we dive into some vital DevOps activity streams, such as provisioning resources, monitoring, login system, incident management, CI/CD, and system resilience. I'm sure you know from your own experience how much time and effort you need to spend as a project manager to find out which metrics you should monitor to oversee the project and make sure that you don't miss anything critical, and which pain points of the project you should prioritize. That's why in the final part of the course, we discuss a system of standard metrics and KPIs and some typical DevOps ITSM pain points. And I share some, some of my favorite DevOps project manager checklists with students. Well, AI helped me in the following ways. First, create an appealing title for my course. I shared my ideas on what this course is about and asked AI to create an engaging title for this course. I got several titles I liked, and I chose two of them. One as a title itself, DevOps ITSM Project Management Crash Course, and the other as a subtitle, Mastering DevOps and ITSM Project Management, from concepts to implementation. Second, create a course and lecture description based on my content. For example, on Udemy, you are supposed to describe every little lecture, quiz, or whatever you publish there. And I had a hard time trying to create a short description for my lecture or list some key points of the topic. But AI did an amazing job for me. For example, I had some text on 4 pages, and after artificial intelligence processed it, I got a concise and accurate list that I can polish a bit and put into the course. For example, in the above section of this article, you have seen a list of key points you can learn in my course, which was created by AI based on my content. I think you would have spent an hour coming up with such a professional and accurate outcome by yourself. Third, better this way, create quizzes based on my content. Basically, what I did was ask AI to create quizzes based on my lectures, and I chose and modified the ones I liked most. Sometimes AI succeeded, sometimes it failed, and I only kept 10% of the AI-generated quizzes. By the way, I will share one of the quiz samples for DevOps ITSM project managers at the end of this video. This part was the most helpful one for me. I mean, quizzes. Actually, it was an amazing discovery for me. And bonus point here. Basically, AI improves your writing style. I'm not a native English speaker, as you can hear, and so I used to work with Grammarly, which I successfully replaced with AI. In most cases, I mean Copilot here. And it works as simple as just sharing your text and asking AI to improve it. And now I would like to share when AI didn't work for me. It didn't work for me to create a presentation. I know it depends on personal preferences, but I didn't like AI-generated ones. From my point of view, too much text, too loud design, and I prefer the Apple style here. And I refer to the fact that Apple presentations usually contain a minimum amount of text. Words can and should appear primarily as separate, independent objects interacting with each other, denoting actions and concepts rather than explaining them. What didn't work for me? What else didn't work for me? To create content by AI only. I found it too wordy and theoretical, but it might work in some other areas of knowledge. Maybe AI just didn't find any relevant practical information on my topic. Okay, some interesting or funny facts that I learned along the way. First, Udemy takes 67% of your sales by default. But you can earn more if someone buys your course through your direct referral link. Second one, the average conversion rate in the DevOps topic on Udemy is 8%. That's pretty good, right? You can check the conversion rate in other topics in the link I will leave under video. Third one, many students never open the course they bought. They just buy the courses on sale for $9.99 and never touch them. I think it's a form of procrastination. And actually, to tell you the truth, I've been there too. Like when you download a course on how to play the guitar, or learn German, or master Python the hard way, and a year later you haven't even opened them at all. But you feel great when you choose and buy them. You get your reward. Your brain produces endorphins because you are a seeker of new knowledge, and in a month you could become a new, better person, but it never happens. Well, maybe on rare occasions only. Next one. DevOps ITSM project management crash course includes 3.5 hours of on-demand video, 63 downloadable resources and quizzes, certificate of completion to add to your LinkedIn profile. And last one, AI suggested naming this video how I used AI to create a DevOps ITSM project management crash course. See you.